The Nurse and Sophia. I was a nurse. I worked in a big hospital in the middle of the city. Every day I saw many people. Some were sad, some were angry, some were in pain, but I tried to help all of them. One day something different happened. A girl came to the hospital. Her name was Sophia. She had tried to end her life. She was very quiet. Her eyes were full of pain. My heart felt heavy when I looked at her. Sophia stayed in the hospital for many days. The doctors gave her medicine. I gave her food and helped her sit. But nobody came to visit her. No family, no friends. She was always alone. Every day I talked to her. At first she said nothing, but I did not stop. Slowly she started to speak. Her voice was soft, her words were few, but I listened with care. She was very beautiful. Her hair was long, her eyes were deep. She looked like a painting. I tried not to feel anything, but my heart did not listen. I wanted to make her smile. One morning I brought her tea. She looked at me and smiled a little. That smile changed something in me. I knew my life would not be the same again. Sophia got better slowly. She ate more. She walked in the small hospital garden. She looked around with quiet eyes. I stayed close, but not too close. I wanted her to feel free. She did not talk much, but when she did, I listened. She told me little stories from her past. She used to love books. She liked rain, and she played the piano when she was young. She told me she had no one left. Her parents were gone. She had no siblings. She had no friends in the city. That is why she felt alone. I did not know what to say, so I just stayed with her. Sometimes words are not needed. Just being there is enough. One day I saw her crying. She tried to hide it, but I noticed. I sat next to her and gave her a tissue. She looked at me and whispered, "Why do you care?" I looked into her eyes and said, "Because I see you. And I care." She looked away, but I knew she heard me. From that day, something changed. She started to talk more. She smiled more. And I felt happy too. I did not tell anyone about my feelings. I was afraid. I was her nurse. But in my heart, she was becoming something more. I wanted to protect her. I wanted to see her happy. I started to dream about a future. A small house, a piano, laughter. It was just a dream, but it felt so real. And then one afternoon, as the sun came through the window, she took my hand. She looked at me for a long time. Then she said, "Thank you. You saved me." I held her hand and smiled. I wanted to say more, but no words came out. I just stayed with her, hand in hand, in the quiet room. After that day, Sophia changed. She started to wear brighter clothes. She brushed her hair with care. She looked in the mirror and smiled a little. She even laughed once or twice. I watched her from a distance. I didn't want to rush anything. I just wanted her to feel safe, to feel alive again. She began to walk outside more often. She sat in the sun and read books. I brought her flowers from the hospital garden. She liked the white ones the most. "They're peaceful," she said. We shared tea during my breaks. I asked her about her favourite songs. She told me she missed the sound of the piano. I found a small keyboard and brought it to her room. At first she just touched the keys. Then she played a slow tune. It was soft and sad, but very beautiful. I stood by the door, listening. I didn't want to disturb her. That music stayed in my mind all day. It felt like her heart was speaking through the notes. One evening, I told her about my life. I said I worked many hours. I lived alone. I didn't have many friends. She listened with kind eyes. She didn't judge. She didn't ask questions. She just said, "You are a good person." That made me feel warm inside. No one had said that to me in a long time. We started to talk about dreams. I told her I wanted to open a small clinic one day. She smiled and said, "I can help." It was the first time she talked about the future. It was the first time she said "we." That one word gave me hope. Maybe we were both healing. Maybe something new was growing. One rainy afternoon I found Sophia looking out the window. Her face was calm, but her eyes were full of thought. She said, "I feel different now. I feel lighter." I sat beside her and nodded. We didn't need many words. Sometimes silence was enough. A few days later, she said she wanted to leave the hospital. I was surprised. "Where will you go?" I asked. She smiled and said, "I don't know yet, but I want to try living again." Her words were soft but strong. I saw a new light in her. I wanted to stop her. I wanted to say, "Stay with me," but I couldn't. She needed to make her own way. I just said, "I will be here always." She took my hand and said, "I know." That moment was quiet but deep. Something passed between us, something real. Sophia left the hospital on a sunny morning. I watched her walk away, a small bag in her hand. I felt both proud and sad. She was strong now and ready for life. But my heart was heavy. I missed her already. Weeks passed. I went back to my normal work, but nothing felt the same. Every time I walked by her old room, I remembered her laugh, her silence, her pain. I often thought of her. I wondered where she was, what she was doing, and if she was happy. Then one evening, as I finished my shift, I saw her again. She stood by the hospital door, smiling. She looked different, more alive, more at peace. My heart jumped. She said, "I thought of you every day. I had to come back." She told me she had found a small job and a place to live. She said she was doing better now. But something was missing, she said. "I missed you." I didn't know what to say, so I just held her hand, and she didn't let go. From that day, we started seeing each other often. We went for walks in the park. We talked about simple things. We laughed. We learned more about each other. I felt happy again, something I hadn't felt in a long time. I was careful at first. She had been through so much. I didn't want to hurt her, but she was stronger than I thought. She smiled more. She made small jokes. She even started helping others, just like I did. That made me love her even more. One quiet night, under the stars, I told her how I felt. "I love you," I said. "I want to be with you." She looked at me, her eyes full of tears. "I love you too," she whispered, and that was all I needed. Now we live together in a small home near the hospital. Life is simple but full. Sometimes I think back to the day she first came to the hospital. She was broken and silent, but now she is whole, and I am no longer alone. This story is not just about sadness. It is about healing, about love, and about finding light, even after the darkest nights.